So most fun you can do on this really is to go with a boat from Ziegelbrücke. There is a wheel, WEHR, a few meters down the river, and after that you can get into the river and you go for, I don't know, 20 minutes in a rubber boat. And the other fun thing was really this thing here that we did together, Oberblegi. But yeah, the post office is integrated into the normal shops. Like when you send something away, it's really like, oh yeah, they're looking at the address and then they even know your address. You always put that one onto letters too, right? So they know quite a lot about you, don't they? When you want to pay something and you got the paper written bill, you don't want to do it or you cannot do it on your computer. Then too they see what you do. But a real professional post office is down here. All the other villages haven't got one, and then the next one is down here. So for a valley that is 17 kilometers, which would be from this city, which is the capital, where we saw the sheeps, and up here to the very end, where the cable car would start going upwards, it's 17 kilometers. So there's just two post offices, but a lot of shops with these integrated post offices. There is one, two, yeah, two at least. Between this and that, two more shops with these post offices. Yeah, so just like this lake that we saw, this one is real sweet. But because of that, a lot of people go there. So if you want to go there, go midweek. I always do it like that. If I go on weekends, then I'm sure I'm gonna meet a lot of people. So yeah, the place with the most snow and the coldest the coolest place in Switzerland would be this Elm. That's where this map originates from this water sold from there. So Zurich is there, it says it right there, far away. So going up this valley and then again going up this valley, you end up in Elm, and there really you got a lot of snow because you're already very much in the south. You can see the mountains are in the south of Switzerland, like the high ones. So yeah, and as you can remember, maybe we've been to the other side, like at the end of this river lake here, there is a high up, but on the other side of kind of a mountain row, there is this place I went to look for a flat. But then that guy said, well, don't need to show you the flat, I needed someone else living there. But to get there, I couldn't just go uphill and then down there. I had to drive all down here and then around to get there. That was kind of boring. Took me quite some time to do so. So because this is a map rather from, this area right here, I haven't really been there. I've never ever been there. And also the other places I don't really know. But what is funny, this Pizzardona right here is very famous. It's this UNESCO something. And I've been living in a valley so that I could look up to this Pizzardona, and this actually was, I don't recall, in the very south of this district. In the south. somewhere behind all of this, it must be. I lived. Right. Yeah. Because all of this is so-called Glaris. Yeah. And it must be more in the north, east. And I could look up to this one just while driving in my valley. So it could be that it was this valley here. I'm like kind of trying to find out. If this is Flums right here, then we're not far away from, you know, you go through here, then you have this flat thing, and then it was a valley. So if Bad Ragaz would be down here, then it's this valley. It was a very steep valley. I really had to go with a bus or a bike or walk the distance, and there was nothing I could do. I couldn't go left or right. It was just that steep valley. And on the other side of this valley is not this part, but on this then, the biggest canton of Switzerland. Yeah, you know, this is a optimized map, so you don't have everything on here, of course. And the few mountains or names that I would need to say, yes, right there I lived, are missing. Like, after you pass all this, you need to have a place that's called Bad Ragaz that's missing, because it's just right beside Bad Ragaz. And Kur is also missing, so I could have said, beside Kur, right there I lived too. On the other side of that steep valley I was living, so I was just moving around the mountain when I was moving from one flat to a house. Yes. So that's the map, and I don't really want to go into any more because I don't really know too much more. Sorry. Well, this one I can tell you here. That one is so called word. It's a woman's name, and then it says small garden, and I made a song with this title in Swiss German, and it explains like the mountains have these very many peaks and stuff, so when you drive in this valley you see a few of those boulders laying around, so you kind of fear, oh, will these mountains come? And it's actually a children's song. Very sombre, that's French for dark. Yo, and it's my best song so far. So it's this snowfield that's called the Garden of Vreni. And actually from here you don't see it. It's hidden again by these mountains. You just see a little bit of snow, if at all. So I would drive not just in the valley but also alongside this hill and then ask people about that so-called Garden of Vreni, and they would once point towards this direction, the other time they would say it's not visible. So, yeah, I made a song. It's linked on Google when you go to Vreni's Gertli. Right there you can find it. But I shortened her name. Here it says Vrene Lies Gertli. And I just made Vreni's Gertli. So I don't make her name short in the way of saying she's a small Vreni, a child. I make her name shorter in letters, but it stays a adult name. Swiss Germans know what I'm talking about. Germans maybe too, yeah, but it's hard to understand in English. Because that Franny that went up there was looking for a husband. It cannot be a child. It must be a grown-up woman. So you cannot go say a, a name that you would call a baby, like boo 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 boo. You're so sweet and all. You don't talk like this to an adult, so that's why I went Franny's Gertli. And also, I needed a shorter word. The syllables were just too many of them to actually form the song that I wanted to sing, the melody. So yeah, if you ever come here, then go to Diesbach, look at the waterfall. Go to Leugelbach, look at that waterfall maybe, but don't be disappointed, it's just a small one. Then go up to Uth, the mountain pass. That would be right here, and then down there again, there's a real big lake again there, and then you can go to the very south of Switzerland, and you end up where they speak Italian, and then even in Italy. Once you've been all the way down here, then you're in Italy. And otherwise, this lake here is not interesting. And even this flat river is only interesting when you go with a rubber boat. Otherwise, it's just flat. You cannot swim in there, it's forbidden. And even with a rubber boat, you should have a permission. I never get one, I just do it. And then I tear out the branch of a tree, and the leaves from this branch serve as a sail, because it's up there in the wind and I can turn my rubber boat with it. I've got the fun video up with that. So yes, that's about it. Well, these are funny. It's just 7 mountains, and I've kind of lived a lot on the other side of these 7 here, so I could always look at these from the other side, from the north towards the south, because I was living in the east of Switzerland, in the north. So yeah,